Okay, so I just had this click for me how people, usually say having a balanced life is so easy, and how they're usually jealous and they're like, oh, but she doesn't do a lot. She hangs out with friends, she does this, she does that, while we're slogging over here and all we do is work or study. Blah, 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 blah. I just realized it is not easy to have a balanced life. Like everyone has something not put at stake, something that they compromise on, and it's not necessary. It's not saying it's necessary, but it's just like, how do I say it? I don't want to make it sound like you compromise on something, but it's just like you do not have 100% of everything at the same time, and everyone is putting something at stake. So someone who is working out, no, I love working out. Okay. Someone who works out a lot or someone who studies a lot, they probably put their time for themselves or with their families or for their hobbies at stake. They don't do that. Then there are people who, by the way, manage everything, and they make out time for family, for friends, for work, and they still are earning more than the people that slog. And I think it is harder to achieve because the path to a balanced life is not easy. Like you have to learn how to control your mind. You have to, I know it sounds very basic, let me give an example. Suppose I'm watching a K drama, so people that work a lot will of course come home all burnt out, and then of course they wouldn't want to do anything, and so they'll binge watch 2 to 3 episodes instead of probably just one. Okay, whereas the people that have a balanced life, they are disciplined and they know that they are, of course they're going to do relax after they come from work, but they are only going to watch one episode because that is what they said they'll do, and then they get back to doing some other chore, probably even even if it's the smallest of the smallest chores, like suppose I do some tiny workout after I have dinner, so I should make sure that I do that workout, and that even if that workout is barely 5 to 10 minutes, I have to do that. I have to do that stretching or whatever. And the people who work a lot and who are not so disciplined, who just focus on one thing, they'll probably skip that workout for that day or probably a couple of days after that, and they'll binge watch 2 to 3 episodes instead of one. So I think that control is very very important, and that control, even in the smallest things, is what sets apart a balanced person who has probably everything figured out and who has a very good life in almost every domain, than a person who is probably only good at one or two things. And the fact that this person who's only good at one or two things is not so happy or does not make enough money, even if they only do that thing, is absolutely crazy. And the fact that the world assumes that they are more hardworking or they deserve it more, and not the people who actually have balance because they are having fun, they even go out with their friends, they even watch a movie every month. How are they doing so good in life, and how are they still making more money than people who are working so much? It's because it's hard to balance it all, and it's tough to do what you said you would do even when you don't feel like it. And it's the people that know how to stop at that one episode, who know how to go and do their chores even when they're tired, who know how to maintain that balance even when it's tough. Okay, and that slowly builds up, and that is why they have balance, not only with the things that they promise themselves with, but also with their own self, their own hobbies, because they give it that much importance and they know it is important. And yeah, I think that is just it. So you should stop probably listening to people, if you do listen to people who tell you that doing one thing is the only way, and that doing one thing is going to be successful, because we clearly see people who only work and are still not satisfied, whereas people who work and still make more money than the people who only work and are having a balanced life and everything. So yeah, it's probably so basic, but it's just comes down to those tiny things. Yeah. Okay. Okay.